You say, can I be an evangelist? Yes. My wife and I were wonderfully, wonderfully blessed by God in having a team of evangelists who went out from Calvary into open-air work and every kind of work. It was my privilege to train them and send them forth and hear them tell the wonderful reports of what God had done in any given week. But while we were at Calvary, something happened one time that touched my heart very deeply. I had to preach in Houston at a Christian Life Convention, what we call a Keswick Convention. Because I had to bring the opening message on the Monday night, I had my associate preach at Calvary Baptist Church at the evening service. Heather was at the piano. I was in my study poring over this message. Next day we took a plane. As we took off into the air, we hadn't been many minutes in the air when the attendant came up, what used to call the hostesses. Now they have a different name. And she came right up to my wife and said, Miss Olford, it was wonderful to hear you play the piano last night. I was disappointed I didn't hear your husband, but possibly he had some other commitment. And I was sitting right alongside of her. I said, I did. I'm preaching tonight in Houston. And I wanted to get a start on my message. And my very honored young associate preached as you heard him. Well, she said, I just wanted to share something with you. I was born in a Christian family, came to Christ at an early age, and stumbled on without any teaching. In fact, I spent my time displeasing the Lord, dishonoring the Lord. But God broke me. God broke me. I went to a camp where I heard the message of brokenness, of crucifixion with Christ, of resurrection life in my heart, of the power of the Holy Spirit. And my life has been transformed. Now, I want to tell you, she wasn't whispering. That plane was packed. But she so loved Jesus, she had no sense of embarrassment. And she said, just told this whole story. She had to go on with her business, came and served us with a meal, took it away. And I thought, boys, now is a chance to get down to my Bible and study. Suddenly there was a tap on my shoulder. This young lady looked in my face. Will you come? She said, I'm having a gospel meeting back here. And I went to the back, and sure enough, she said, there's a Catholic here, there's a I don't know what he is, and there's a fellow who calls himself a churchman and so forth, and there's an atheist, and he's asking questions, and I'm stuck. Come and help me. I went to the back, and sure enough, I gave my testimony. I opened the Word. I answered questions. I was ashamed not to find a tract in my pocket, but I gave out my cards, and I said, please get into touch with me, and I'll help you further. We saw the light to get back to our seats, and I rushed back to my seat, and I was grabbed by this young lady. She said, just a minute. She went into her tunic and she pulled out a card. She said, this man lives in Houston. I saw a string of degrees. I want you to phone him and tell him to come to your meetings. And if you can, sit down with him. I've been witnessing to him. Please, phone him as soon as you get back. I said, yes, ma'am. I sat down, and sure enough, as soon as we got to the hotel, I got through a battalion of secretaries and whatnot to this man with two doctoral degrees and a list of things, the head of a big corporation. And I talked to him. I said, sir, you won't know who I am. But I happened to be here in town speaking at meetings in a theater. It's called the Christian Life Convention, and we want to invite you personally to come, and I'd like to meet you personally. He said, how did you know about me? I said, a young lady in a plane gave me your card. Kathy Caldwell? I said, yes, Kathy Caldwell. And that man through that wire said to me, Dr. Olford, let me tell you something. What that young woman told me is what I need. I'll come. I'll come. And I thought to myself, Lord, oh Lord, what a condemnation to my own spirit. Rivers of living water. Rivers of living water. And wherever that Ezekiel river went, there was a bank of trees with leaves for medicine, for healing. There was fruit for meat. That river flowed into the Dead Sea 1,300 feet below sea level. And the waters were purified. And the fish began to leap into that river. And what was dead sea, for nothing lived in it, became somewhere where fishermen could fish. Wherever that river went was life, 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 life. That's revival. That's revival.